Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel where we talk about how to build credit, how to establish relationships with banks and financial institutions, and how to get you access to high limit credit funding. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then we definitely welcome you to subscribe. If not, definitely like, share, or even just comment right down below. So on today's video, I'm going to be covering a strategy that I actually came up with in terms of how to maximize the most out of your $1,200 economic stimulus money that you're receiving. Now, I know recently a lot of people have been receiving their money, a lot of people have been anxious, and it's definitely a huge, topic going on right now, especially on YouTube. I've been seeing multiple videos on economic stimulus, so it's definitely something that's buzzing around. A lot of people are anxious, and I wanted to make this video. I know I've received a lot of requests to do do this topic, but I wanted to really put out a video that will really help some individuals who not only are looking to build credit, but also to get the most out of that 1200. Now, again, this video is not going to be for everyone. Obviously, some people, may only just be interested in getting their money and doing with it whatever they need. That's fine. But for those of you who are thinking a little bit longer term, as far as, how do I make the most out of this? I'm going to be giving you what I would do if I were getting an economic stimulus of 1200 and I was looking to build credit at the same time. Now, for some of you, this is probably an obvious thing, right? If you want to expand your access to available credit, the easiest way to do it is secure credit cards. Now, and I know it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse, but I recently just put together a new list, a revised list from the video that I put out several weeks ago regarding the top 10 secure cards in 2020. I've actually revised that list and actually added about 7 or 8 new cards that I recently found out that unsecure. So I'm only focusing on secure cards that unsecure. So how that works is you go to the bank, you open up a savings account, you put a certain amount. Some banks, their criteria vary, so it might be $300, it might be 400, 500, 200, whatever it may be. I'll give you a little bit more nuanced detail with each individual bank, but that savings account is held as collateral and you're issued a credit card with the limit of that savings account. And some people take it the wrong way. They think that their money's locked up. Your money is not really locked up because you have it in the form of a piece of plastic. So the good thing about this strategy is that after several months, not only do you get your deposit back, but you also get to keep the credit card. So, your deposit's no longer held as collateral. You can just then take that deposit back out. So the difference is, let's say, you just have that money, let's say $500, right? You go and spend that $500 is gone. But if you get a secured card, you could spend that $500, you pay it back, the balance goes up and down, but then after 7 months, 11 months, a year, you'll not only get your deposit back, but you also get to keep the credit limit and then also get a credit limit increase on top of that. So then you can effectively turn that $1,200 into, let's say, a couple $1,000 depending on the credit union. So I'm going to go over just to recap the video that I put out a couple weeks ago. We had TD Bank, Navy Federal and Rewards, we had Discover It, we have Bank of America, we had the Capital One, but after some research we found out that the Capital One secure card no longer unsecure, so we took that off the list. We also had Apple Federal Credit Union. You have to apply for graduation. We also put the US Bank Harley Davidson secure card, which you also have to apply and unfortunately take another inquiry to get that one unlocked. But building a relationship with US Bank that has a ton of good credit products. We also had TCF Bank, which was a new bank that I recently became familiar with. They unsecure in as little as 7 months. So that's another one for you guys to consider. And then I also put down the Amazon store cart builder, which after feedback from subscribers, we found out that that's no longer being offered. There was a very short window during the summer of 2019 to get that card. I actually still have that card. Just got it really for the research and data points, but I then took that off the list. But since then, I've added a handful of new secure credit cards. So the first one I wanted to start off with was Golden One. So Golden One Credit Union is based out of Sacramento, kind of the Bay Area, San Francisco, that area. However, you can join if you're out of state. They have a list of about 3,000 different organizations, employee organizations, as well as nonprofits. So you could check out their website and see if you're a part, or if you can join an organization that's eligible to join Golden One. Their secure credit card works a lot like the Navy Federal in Rewards. Minimum $200. There's no annual fee, and then they automatically unsecure to $2,000 after about a year. So, you think about it, $200 turns to $2,000 after 1 year. That's not bad. Then we have the Summit Credit Union. So there's two different Summit Credit Unions. There's one that's in Wisconsin, and then there's another one that's in North Carolina. The one I'm referring to is located in North Carolina. So they have two different options for their secured credit product. So they have a traditional secured credit card where you actually put down the money and it's secured. Then they also have like a credit builder option where you don't have to put down any money, but you as you pay down that deposit, the available credit becomes available. So for example, let's say they issue you a $2,000 credit card, right? Initially, you're not going to have any available credit, but as you pay that down, that $2,000 down, then the available credit will become available to you. So let's say you make a $500 payment towards that $2,000, then you'll have $500 available. So it kind of works counterintuitive to the secured option. One, you have to put down money, and you have the full access to that credit line because you're fronting the money. The other one is where they're basically fronting the money, but they're not giving you access to it until you pay it down. So, and again, that's Summit Credit Union. That product, it unsecures to $2,000. So another great option. Then I'm going to be going over American Savings Bank. They have a secure credit card, minimum $300 all the way up to $5,000. There's a $35 annual fee. Unfortunately, with American Savings Bank, they're based in Hawaii, so you actually can't open up the secure card online. It actually has to be in one of their branches. So that's one of the limitations. But who knows, if you're ever on a trip to Hawaii, definitely check out American Savings Bank. I actually spoke to one of the representatives there, and she actually confirmed that yes, they do start reviewing your account after 11 months to graduate you to an unsecured product. So that one's verified, definitely unsecures. Then I wanted to go over the Armed Forces Bank, which they have a secure credit product. I want to say it's targeted more towards people who are enlisted or recently enlisted. You have to check their website to make sure that you're eligible to join. I did look at their application, and they ask you about like who your enlisting officer is and stuff like that. So I want to kind of say that it's somewhat restrictive, but I'm not 100% sure. I just found out about it, so I'm still collecting some data points on it. They have a max of $3,000 that you could put down, so they're only going to unsecure. That's the highest unsecured amount that you can get for that particular product. Then I wanted to go over New York Community Bank. So New York Community Bank is actually there. It's funny because last summer I was driving through Long Island, and I'm just taking in the scenery. I wasn't driving, so I'm just taking in the scenery, and I'm seeing all these different banks that I've never heard of before in my life, and I guess they're more so like the local or regional banks over there, but there were a ton of them, and I saw a bunch of New York Community Bank. They have like Garden City Bank. There's like eight. There's Ohio Savings Bank. There's like 8 or 9 different banks that are under that umbrella of New York Community Bank. Anyways, they have a secured credit card. There is a $35 annual fee, same minimum 300 up to 5,000. They will start reviewing your account in as little as 7 months, 7 to 11 months, to graduate you to an unsecured product. So for a lot of the subscribers who are in the New York tri-state area who say they can't, they're very limited in terms of credit products, this one is definitely an option. And one thing I also wanted to know, so each of the subsidiaries, or I wouldn't want to say subsidiaries, but each of the different banks that are under that umbrella, they all have like identical credit products. So I'm not sure if you're allowed to actually have multiple products from any of those. Like for example, if you get that secure card with Garden City Bank, can you also get it with Ohio Savings Bank or New York Community Bank? That I'm not 100% sure of. So that's definitely something to check. But if that's the case, then you get the idea. The next one I wanted to go over, I actually just did a video on this. This is the Shells Visa secured credit card. This is with the Shells as a retailer. You guys can check the video out. They sell hiking, camping, different types of sporting good equipment. They have a secured credit card. I think it's a $35 annual fee. I don't know what it is with the $35 annual fees. I guess that's their magic number, but that fee's waived once you unsecure. They review your account in as little as 11 months, and they have a couple different perks. 1,500 points in rewards after you use your Shells Visa outside of Shells, so that's worth about $15. And then they also, for every 2,500 points you accumulate, you get a $25 gift card. And then they also have a 0% APR for 6 months on any purchases at Shells of $500 or more. So that's another great one to check out. The next one I wanted to go over, Fulton Bank secured credit card. Also confirmed with the representative that their secured card unsecures in about a year. So a little bit longer, but they definitely unsecure. Fulton Bank also has a good checking account deposit bonus of $200, so definitely check that one out. The next one I wanted to go over was the Bank of the West. Even they also specify on their website that you can transition to an unsecured card, although they didn't give a specific timeline. Also, the Bank of Oklahoma has a secure credit card that graduates within a year. And I think that's it. That covers all of them. So just to recap the entire list, so I'm just going to recap from the ones that I already did, and then taking out the ones that we found out no longer unsecure, and then the new ones that I added. So starting from the top, we have TD Bank, we have Navy Federal, we have Discover It, we have BOA, we have TCF Bank, we have the Harley Davidson Secured, we have Apple Federal Credit Union, we have Golden One, we have Summit Credit Union, we have American Savings Bank, we have Armed Forces Bank, we have New York Community Bank, we have Shells Visa, we have Bank of the West, we have Oklahoma, Bank of Oklahoma, we have Fulton Bank, and yeah, that's it. So I guess however many that was, I think it was about 17 or so. You guys can double check my count, but those are just options that you could utilize to increase your borrow capacity using your own money that you got basically for free from this economic stimulus. So again, this isn't going to make sense for everyone, but for those of you who want to expand your borrow capacity with the smallest number of barriers, this is definitely an option. So definitely check those out. I'm gonna post links in the description of the video. And that's all I wanted to cover for this video. If you're interested in how to build primary accounts, email me info@creditplug. Until next time, y'all be safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.